Alright, so this video is going to be kind of an update to my 49ers Singleback Ace video and the part 2 to my red zone and goal line offense. Pretty much the same videos we did on Singleback Ace earlier, so all the substitutions are going to be the same. Most of the route concepts are going to be the same, but there's a couple minor differences that are going to get these routes more open. You can see here all the audibles are going to be the same. We're just trying to focus on perfecting the idea we had on that last video, and you'll see here what I mean. So first, just like we did in the last video, we'll come out and cover 4, and we did a couple things to the cover 4 bomb to make this a little bit more reliable and more likely to bait a user down low. So we're going to audible into the skinny posts. But the first thing that we're going to change um, is actually putting A on this curl route. He used to just be in pass protection. We don't really need him for pass protection unless there's a heavy blitz, and against the heavy blitz you don't really want to be throwing a bomb like this anyway. So you can see we're putting our B receiver Tyler Boyd on a comeback just like last time, and we're putting Y on a streak like last time, and we're blocking the running back as we did before. But that main difference here is going to be putting A on a curl. And what we're going to do to ensure that we make this pass is we're actually going to double team this outside edge rusher. We're going to slide the protection over to the right. And then after that, we're going to ID the inside defensive tackle. And every time we throw this bomb, we're going to have to roll out. It will not work unless we roll out into the slide protection. But what that curl route and comeback route are going to do are going to drag the two quarters that should be playing John Ross over in that side of the field. It's going to drag them down, give them some hesitation, and he's going to get wide open over there. Here, we'll do it one more time, putting A on a curl, B on a comeback, Y on a streak, and blocking the running back. And I think the most important part about this is you got to make sure that you're double teaming this outside guy, so there's no way he gets a lucky block shed. You're sliding protection to the right just to make sure he does not get a lucky block shed to the outside. And for some reason it resets your ID whenever you ID the mic if you slide protection after. So we slide protection first and then ID the mic as the last thing before snapping. And all we're doing there is just IDing the defensive tackle on the inside of that right side pass rusher to make sure that he doesn't win an instant block shot either. It makes the protection a little bit easier. I don't know why he blocks better when he's ID'd, but I think it just makes sure that the AI doesn't dumb out and leave him. So here against cover 3, we're actually going to do pretty much the same identical concept as we had in the last video, where our bread and butter before this starts getting guarded by the user is going to be these in and out routes together on the tight ends with the running back blocked, and we're just going to keep these double posts and throw to the side that these tight ends go. Throw over the top. We're shifting those linebackers out of the way with the in and out routes, and we're just throwing to that soft spot underneath the middle third. And just like last video said, you know, we can throw this to either side. We just have to flip the direction of the in and out route to match which side we're throwing to. You see we're pulling them over right, so we throw the ball to the right. That was a little bit of a sketchy pass. I should have led that down or threw in a low ball. But you can see we can do it the other direction. If we want to put this out and in or out to the left, we throw to John Ross here on the left side. This should get open against the stock coverage every time unless he starts usering to take that route away. But if he does, if and when he does, we're actually going to switch this up. Here, we'll throw it one more time just to show that with a low pass that's, well, we didn't get an animation there. I don't know why John Ross dumbed out so bad, but probably on account of him not being good at catching the ball. Guess we'll try that one more time. There we go. You can see on the low pass, there's a giant hole, plenty of space. You just have to drag your receiver down and manually catch it with a possession catch in that little pocket. But what I was starting to say earlier is when that starts getting covered, we're actually going to motion one receiver or the other over and start working on this flood concept. Now, there's a couple really important things that we do here. Um, Always block the running back. We're going to leave on the flood side. We're going to leave A on that flat route he was already on, that tight end. And the most important thing we have to do here after we put our B receiver on a streak is smart route that corner route down. You press Y and then X to select John Ross or whoever receiver you're running it with, and then RB to smart route. And what that does is bring the route down to where his break is going to be about 5 yards shorter than it normally would be. And that's going to get under the deep third. I'll show you what happens here if you don't smart route it. You can see his break is up near past the 30-yard line. We'll just run it like this without smart routing. You can see he gets way further up the field. It gets picked off. That ball's not going to be open against cover 3. You just can't throw that ball. So you want to make sure that you smart route the corner route after putting B on a streak. Leave everything else the same. And you're gonna have to manually take control after you throw the ball. Get right onto X. You can see here I don't, just to show that if you don't manually control the receiver, it's he caught it there. It can be open, but a good user is gonna click onto that safety or that corner and pick it off. So you want to make sure that after you smart routed this corner, you're manually taking over. Boom, right there, dragging him towards the sideline. You're bullet passing and leading that pass as far to the corner as you possibly can to make sure that's in a hole where the defenders can't run to it. If I had to make one change to that, looking back in hindsight, I would probably send the other opposite side tight end on either a drag or a curl or something like that, just to give the user something to look at, because if he's going to be looking to guard a pass, all of the routes are over on that side of the field. And, he's going to be in the area of the play, and we don't want the user anywhere near where our play is going. So here against cover 2, not much has changed, really. Everything is basically the same concept. We're splitting the seam with CJ over at the Y tight end spot. We're streaking B and X, our receivers on the outside, just to get those two deep halves to kind of split open and give him time to throw over the top. You can see that's a really sketchy ball there because the mid read and Tampa 2 covered it really well. But 90% of the time, the user, your opponent, is going to be on that mid read. He's going to be using that. So unless he stays with the streak down the middle, which oftentimes he won't, that ball is going to be a lot more open. Uh, Here we're going against man, beating man coverage with this PA slot cross, PAX cross. I forget what it's called, but the motion play that we come out in every time that I showed in the last video. The only change I've made to this is I've put X on a slant here instead of the streak that he was on. Well, on that weird red route you see over there. I find that everyone breaks open on this play now if you use him in this slant. And it doesn't really come at any penalty to this blue motioned route. I used to think you'd need the pseudo streak, the pseudo go route to kind of break that route open, but as you can see right here, that crosser has a gap anyway. You don't need to give him an extra clear out. But the reason why we put John Ross on the slant here is with that speed, you can see the hole opens up here, and this can actually be a touchdown depending on how they play defense. He's just another guy in man coverage that's going to break free. And really against a blitz, with the protection that we have, we want as many guys that are potential one-play touchdowns as possible. So I think to finish it off here, um, we might show a little bit of the run game, and we're gonna show the same man beating route, but against a six man blitz. These are the same routes in the field. We're just canceling the play action part of it to get that little extra protection. And you can see that our guys will block a six-man pressure for long enough to throw one of these passes. That one actually goes to the house. Um, you don't have forever in the pocket. They won't, one guy is going to shed and get home if you don't make a read quickly. But with three crossing routes on the field at the same time, uh, one of these is going to be open. The user can't guard every one of them. So it really comes down to just seeing which guy has the little circle under it and throw in the other direction. It's as simple as that. Uh, I doubt anyone's going to stay in man or heavy blitzes, kind of the obnoxious way that people play. Uh, Here I'm actually going to show why you can't block the tight end. Like if you're getting blitzed the crap out of, you want that extra protection. You think, oh, I can do it with two crossing routes. No, you can't. You need at least three receivers out on routes. And the reason for that is if the entire middle of your field is blocked, if you don't have Y or A on a route here, um, the safeties are actually going to hot read that, and they're going to come in screaming and both blitz. Whereas you can see here, since I put that tight end, I put Uzama out on a route, they both kind of stay back um, and have to think about it a little extra. For some reason in Madden, if you block everybody up in the middle, uh, both the safeties just come screaming in, and you get way too much pressure to make a read quickly. Here we're going to use this stretch alert just to show you that the run game against all-out blitz is actually not bad because you get that opportunity there, as you just saw, to get a one-on-one. You make a skill move against this one. If you flip the play over here, you can see against the blitz, you have this one safety coming straight down on us, and all you got to do is make him miss in some way, shape, or form, and that play could be gone to the crib. So all the runs in this formation are good, but against the all-out blitz, I would say that one in particular is really useful.